Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today I'm answering a Dear Ruth Theresa question. So the question today is, Dear Ruth Theresa, how do I know my family members or my loved ones made it into heaven when they passed? And as a psychic, I get asked that question more than anything else. And I will tell you that probably 90 something percent, 95%, 96% get there without a problem, without a hitch or anything else. Usually it's the people that didn't know they were going to pass, where something kind of came out of the blue, a car accident or something like that, that they're more likely not to see it. But I will tell you, even then, it's very rare, because they do get an opportunity when they're passing. They are sent angels and guides and family members to do that. And if for whatever reason they choose to reject that, they get that offered several times. And it's one of those, so it's kind of hard not to get there kind of thing. But I'll have people tell me like, oh my gosh, almost in tears, like, I can't, did my dad make it into heaven? Did my mom make it into heaven? Did my aunt make it into heaven? You know, they were such a good person. I would hate to think that they're out roaming around the world. It's very rare that they wouldn't make it in there, especially if they knew they were passing or they knew they were getting more sick, that sort of thing. They are going to make it without an issue, without a problem, without a hesitation or anything else. And I think it's almost sad that people think that, like, oh my gosh, you know, my family member may not have made it in there. Okay. Even if that person was not a great person, they still could make it in heaven. It doesn't matter. It's one of those, like, that's something they kind of fix up there, but it's one of those not to make it there to begin with, not to make it to the pearly gates and that sort of thing. It's kind of like, that's very, very rare. But I think a lot of times people think it's much more common than it really is. So that's why I always tell people, it's like, it's very rare that they're not made it all the way up there. And a lot of times I will, you know, they will tell me when they've told me that they've passed, they will say, you know, my dad was here when I passed in ghost form, my mom was here, my sister or whatever, my family members, my grandmother, who I really loved, was always with me. And so they'll tell me who was with them or show me an image of who was there with them. So they're telling me, like, not only did I make it, but I wasn't alone when I passed. And so that's really important for a lot of people. They're like, oh, well, she passed when I left the hospital room, or she passed when I had to run to the bathroom really fast. I've heard that a couple of times. Or I went downstairs to do more paperwork or whatever it is, and that's when they passed. And usually that happens is because they really can't pass if you're there. It's one of those, they feel your connection, and kind of like, I can't really go if she's right here or he's right here. So a lot of times they will wait until excuse me, until they have, you know, saying that person has gone away for a period of time. So I often get asked that, but I will tell you it's very rare. And to me, the saddest part is that you would think that your family member didn't make it there. And so that's the sad, crazy part of all of it. But let's pull some angel cards and get you a little bit deeper insight into did my loved ones make it to heaven? This one is popping forward first. Soulmates. They are usually met on the other side by their soulmates, and usually that's their spouse, their loved ones, the people they had deep connections with. Those are the people, those are the soulmates that are there waiting for them. And a lot of times, even before they pass, they will have messages from them, or feel them around, or even start talking to them. I've been around many people that have passed, and they'll already start talking to the other side, like, oh, you know, come here and sit with me, daddy, or whatever else. And it's like, yeah, he passed away like 60 years ago, but here he is. And that's the cool part, is that they're with us during that time frame. So we're really not technically alone, even if there's no one in the room. It's kind of like they're still there. The next one is divine guidance. You are divinely guided up to heaven. So very, very, very few people don't make it in. So most people make it there without a problem, without a hitch or anything else. Even if the person wasn't a nice person, because I get asked that, well, she wasn't a nice person, or he went to war and he was always concerned that he wasn't going to make it to heaven because of what he had to do in war. That's a whole different circumstance, and that is something that is dealt with up in heaven. That is not our issue or problem or anything else. It's their stuff that they work through on the other side, and there's kind of like a special type of heaven for them, because someone who is willing to give their life for their country, that's a special honor. It really is. Music. I often get asked, is there always music in heaven? There's always kind of music in heaven. There is no separation. It's not like everybody's in their own house and you turn up your music as loud as you want and no one else hears it. Everybody kind of hears everybody else's music, and people will start singing and dancing up there at any given moment. I always think it's almost like a musical. You start singing a good song and everybody starts dancing and singing. So that's kind of the fun part about it. And there is kind of like melting pot of energy. So even if one family member is with one person and another family member is with someone else, they still feel completely connected. They don't feel disconnected. If you want to feel their energy, the best thing you can do is meditate on it. And a lot of times when they pass, they are actually coming back to give you a message, usually in a dream, to tell you I made it. And I often tell people it's kind of like if we were going to meet at a location, or I left and was going somewhere, it's me texting back like, hey, I just want to let you know I made it. That's their way of doing that. Like, let me come to you in a dream or in a vision so you can see me, so you know, hey, I made it. So you're not concerned. You're not like, oh my gosh, did she make it or did he not make it, whatever else. It's like, nope, I made it. I'm here. I'm good. So that's why they do that. Steady. They will be giving you messages and signs, like I said, sometimes through dreams, through different images, sometimes through messages from different people. So they're giving you signs. So study those signs, kind of like, what does that sign mean to them? Sometimes it's hearing their favorite song, hearing their favorite quote, whatever else. Or one client actually had their wife's favorite book literally quoted to them several different times after she had passed, and he was like, okay, I get it. You're on the other side. You made it. You're all good on that part. So that was really a cute message. New love. It's one of those, I get this a lot. They find so much love up in heaven, and it's like a new level of love in a certain way. It's one of those, and you kind of remember, oh wait, I was here a long time ago and I remember this love, because there's such an abundance of love, and it's like this amazing, all-encompassing, like spiritually strong message of, we've made it. We're here. We're happy to be together. We've got this love for everybody. We're all encompassing, that kind of energy. And so it just really overwhelms us with kind of like that new love of like, wow, I haven't been here in a while. And this is really, really cool to feel that energy with us and to feel that connection to the other family members that we've had that have already passed. So that's really cool. Answered prayer. I know so many people pray when they have a family member that are sick or about to pass, that will they make it to heaven? Will they make it there? Will they get in? Will they be not allowed in, or whatever it is? And it's one of those, it's answered prayers. If you're asking for that, send them angels and guides to guide them, but they're already on their way. I guarantee you have so many archangels and angels around that person when they pass that they really can't not make it up there unless they choose not to go. That may be a whole different ball of wax, but as long as they're choosing to go, they will make it up there. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.